Hello and welcome back. I'm bballjo and this is Transport Fever 2. You wouldn't believe it if you followed this channel for a little while, but I have two very simple things that I have planned for us today. Both of them involve real quad track and better throughput. This is one of the spaces that I feel like I probably just created something really stupid, because all of this, it's just kind of heavily overloaded with trains, which is great, but how many trains do we actually have gone through here? Well, let's just zoom in. This is what I'm gonna do. Trains, okay, and then this is the number of... Hold on, I tricked you. So we have this many trains running through here. 1, 2, 3, well, four lines going through here. Most of them are point to point, very important, and then one of them is going a little heavier, which the big stake Hoober, let's call him Hoober, is going through here, crossing, and coming out here. So that one is a very simple single track line. We have the brown line coming through here that sits right there. We have the blue line coming through here that wants to go through the middle tracks, and the pink line kind of wants to get onto the middle tracks as well. I feel, just looking at this blockage, and there's another train coming in. This looks beautiful. This looks absolutely beautiful, having something this busy coming through here. No question about that. And there's a train underneath it too, with a couple passengers, not making a lot of money, but making some money. But it's not good business. It's not good business to allow this to happen, where the trains just don't seem to make up their mind on where they actually have to go. And apparently I never reconnected this piece. Oh well, we're gonna get that back in there. But this depot may or may not stay exactly where it is. This may move to the outside of this track, because all we really need is the connectivity here, and that will be easy enough. And what was that? That was brown. Okay, a brown. We could have brown slide out here. This could all be one big station, and brown slides out here, does a couple things, and then comes back. The quad track here. Okay, with the quad track, blue wants to stay right, red wants to go through, brown wants to go out, and we don't want to have pink cross red if at all possible. There are many different ways to do this. I haven't fully made up my mind yet. I thought this was going to be cute, the way it was set up, but yeah, at this point it's pretty obvious that the quad track right here is not going to be good. So what we're going to run into is a flying junction of some sorts. I haven't fully decided what that is. And yes, I wasn't kidding. There is another part that I would like to tackle today, which may be more complicated than this. So hopefully we don't spend way too much time on this. But we'll just have to see how things play out and where we are when we're done with this, because in the end, everything has to be functional. Cool. How about we go with the first thing? The first thing that comes to mind is probably the blue line. The blue line is really right here. And that's all the blue line wants to do, and I will try to justify that. I'm trying to remember here where all of them are. It would be nice if I had a picture somewhere telling me exactly where the things go. But this is technically the blue line. Let's click on this. The blue line is right there. Beautiful. And then on the same note, this technically is the red line. They don't have to cross each other. There's nothing crossable for these guys that would really be helpful one way or another. So let's put that one there. And out of the 4 lines that we had earlier, we now have 2 that have no crossing business, that are just quad tracking all over the place, where we could say, well, if you're doing this, do you just want to have all of this elevated for a little section? Excellent question, actually. But if we look at our height map, no. I mean, we could artificially keep this up, but it's also cargo rail that you don't really want to keep up just to keep it up, so that's not my ideal solution here. There's the other part. There's the other part of the pink line wanting to get on this track right here, which eventually I'm sure connects to something. I'm sure nothing. But looks like this is the pink train, so it looks like the pink line wants to connect to this station at some point, if at all possible. So let's respect that, which then means, okay, do you have to elevate everything? Do you only want to elevate a couple things, or where do you want to go? And yes, this is the brown line. We do have to make sure that the brown line is happy at the end of this. But I think this is the easiest, because moving this station over to the left of the tracks and then just running a little bit of like a connection road type thing through all of that doesn't feel overly complicated in any way, shape, or form. So I'm not terribly worried about that. But yes, we have this pink line, and that pink line wants to get onto the blue line. Okay, let's see what real opportunities we have here, because we could slip. No, blue cannot slip underneath. Blue cannot slip underneath or above because we're already in a spot where everything's kind of separated. So the easiest may be to elevate red all the way up, that they don't have to cross. That's one way. And I'm actually, there's a different, well, there are multiple ways to do this. There are so many ways to do this. I just like the idea of quad track, keeping that around. I think the brown line can just go straight to the outside. Now we don't have to worry about that. Sure, let's do that here really quick. Can you come over to the other side? Give me a little piece of dirty road. And I have the time paused here so that doesn't cost us. Not the button that I wanted. I wanted you. Rotation doesn't matter, but brush size and strength matters. I just want to flatten this out a little bit so that my road, when I build it here, has something nice enough to connect to, and we know that everything's connected the way that we need it to be. So this should be okay. Yep, that's all great. Road-wise, just go from there to here, relatively straight line, and then you just honestly cross into here. That's where I'm assuming I want you. Honestly, you'd probably just need the food one, right? Yeah, we only have food coming through here. Okay. If that is the case, don't even worry about this crossing. There you go. Instead, you're just going to come up here. Then we're going to flatten this out. That looks good. And you're just going to go across there. How is this? There's a little bit of a bump right there, but maybe that's okay. And then we're going to place the station that we just deleted right next door. Nope, not there, not there, not there, but N, and then just mingling it over here a little bit. We are getting the connection that I want. We might just have to remove this again because it won't let me build this, is it? Nope, it's just like, you can't build this while you have the button click that lets you do the things that you want to do. So I hope you don't mind that, which I do mind that, but whatever. Feels like a weird game design decision to not call this a bug. But that's okay. It's playable. We can do the thing that we want to do. So here we are, and if I would not press the wrong button twice in a row, it wouldn't rotate that weirdly, but that should be fine. So let's pop you in here, and this is our brown line, technically. If we want this to be, this can be our brown line, and we can just move the depot next door and call all of this a great success. All right, brown goes here. We still have the pink line to worry about. Where is pink gonna go? Pink wants to go over here on the outside track of this thing, which let's see what we can do here. I do want you to go slightly up first and then slightly more up next. Something like this. We know that this is going to be approximately the crossing where this all happens. Bridge parallel collisions, yes. Some of that is reasonable, I think. Give me that line. That is... I just... Having them kind of cross into there always gives me pain. I know there are some really nice flying junction mods that make this a lot easier because they kind of hide the business of the rail, of the track, of the bridge underneath another bridge, like an aqueduct kind of thing. But that's not really what I'm shooting for here. I know I can't just go straight down. But I would like, I very much would like not to have that this close to the rail, and I don't think I can get that with this angle. Okay, that is, I guess, reasonable. Let's try again from here. 1, 2. That seemed to have been enough of a jump. Bridge parallel collision, sure. Do that one. Little better. Wow, yeah, this is probably actually the best height I'm going to get out of this, so don't mess with it too much. This one we're going to take back just a little. Don't mess with it too much, it just messes with it right away. Wonderful. And then we're just going to pop you in here. Cool. One flying junction, ugly, because this elevation is not going to work for me. Okay, let's do a little better. Keep this nice and flat. That looks good. And then see if this one wants to connect up into the bridge. This is not a super heavy train that drives here, so I think we're okay. We're also kind of still going downhill on this side. So this kind of works out for the better. We can pretend that this is going to be our brown line access point, and all we have to do here is give you the normal bridge, and that looks fine. You just kind of connect into here, and eventually you become one bridge right there, and just a nice 120 outlet on that side. Should seal the deal for all of this. A couple one-way signals where they belong, and life should be pretty easy for the brown line to get back onto where it wants to go. Sorry, pink line? Yeah, pink line. The brown line is on the other side. We don't care about the brown line right now. Yeah, speaking of brown line, the brown line is wanting to get to this track. How do we make that happen without making everything else miserable? Excellent question. How about you try to get this piece of train out of here while you have a chance, so you don't have to worry about this one later. There you go. Get out of the way. Cool. You did it. Proud of you. So proud. Yeah, no, the pink line wants to go here, and I don't want to cross the wood line because the wood line currently is not making money. You don't believe me? There are this many trains running around, and it's barely making a little bit of money, and most of that is... I wouldn't be surprised. I didn't scientifically prove this out, but there's a train sitting there completely full that's going to make money, but it can't go anywhere. Then there's a train sitting here completely full, can't go anywhere, will make money. Then there is a train here going back, won't make money, but that's okay. There's another logger train right here, won't make money. Maybe that's okay. I was hoping to see more of the trains. There's another train sitting here, but I've noticed that they haven't been flowing very well, so I'm suspicious that they cannot get all the connections that I want them to get to most of the time. But all right, here we are. Okay, if you want something done, you have to do it yourself. Got it. Let's pretend that this is our last connection, and I don't know if I will like this yet, but I have to try it out. I know I just put that bridge in here, but my hope is that I can actually make enough wiggle room, and I'm separating the quad track here. I'm very aware of that, but my hope is that I can separate this enough as to which I can run a full tunnel through here. Doesn't have to be a humongous tunnel. But I would like a tunnel, and I don't want a tunnel that has a little bend in it because it looks silly when a train tries to go on a ramp. So that's not going to happen. Comma, comma, twice down. Still gives me a collision. That's ridiculous. How about here? There we go. There's a tunnel that we can play with. It's a little in the ground. It's a little de-elevated. That's not how you say that at all. But it is what's happens here. So if we do this, there's a collision there, of course. Why wouldn't there be? Game's just like, yeah, think about this. Make sure that you actually want to do this, and I'm happy about that. Okay, so now that did you see that? I was trying to make that a really funny looking connection, which no thank you. How about that one? Is that one better? I was just trying to cut into the other side of the track, but this is fine. Besides the tunnel nonsense over here that does not treat this as the same tunnel exit, at least, which is lame. If I can shorten the tunnel, that's totally fine by me. Not from that side though. Yes, and now we just have to convince this side that it's also the same tunnel exit and should not treat it as different things because it's silly. I know this is all dangerous, doing it the way that I'm doing it, but looks like we got a winner now. Yep, you're just low enough. There's a little bit of concern of the viability of this piece of track, so maybe we can even extend you just a tiny bit, keep you nice and flat. Okay, that's not gonna do it. Try the old school way. there? Nope. It doesn't look like it's connecting to the right piece of the thing that I want from there. That's why I was a little confused. But that's fine. So if we go in here, we're still flat. We're still coming out straight, and now and then there, that little fall-off zone is not quite as prevalent. So yeah, we're gonna take this. We can. This is fine. It's okay. That tunnel on this side is now different again. Why? Why would it say that? It makes no sense. No, don't do that. Okay, last try. This doesn't have to be beautiful. It just has to be the same. That's the only requirement I have for this whole shebang. So please, thank you. Good job. Proud of you. Okay, now we have this connection. I know that this connection over here is going to be trivial, so I'm not going to worry about that. And we have this one splitting up out already to the right. What I really want is a way to separate all of this out onto the other side of the track, which will be hard because we are going down, and the connection that I want here is not going to be going down. But let's see. We want a level way out of the junction, and then ideally I would like you to come up here, anywhere. Oh gosh, it is so close. It almost works for me, but it isn't. It isn't quite right, so that's not gonna work. But this one might. Okay, if I pretend that I go from here, keep everything nice and on the flat. Let's see if there's a spot where I'm allowed to do a thing. And that spot right there is not good enough. There's... no. If the only problem is this track over here, I may have an opportunity to go out a little further and have like just one large curve instead of a couple double curves here. So maybe we should do this first. Get rid of all of this, and we're gonna put this in last. It could be okay. We could be okay. I don't know if you can tell, but I don't really want to do a this is a double tunnel situation. I may not have a choice. I don't really want a situation where, oh come on, I would like to start a bridge from here, but it doesn't really play along that way. I want you there, and this one's supposed to be a bridge. You don't want this to be a bridge yet. Okay, if we level this down, just the same level as the bridge that already existed there, will this come through? No, still does not give me an option for a bridge. Okay, I have a feeling that if I just lower the area right here, yep, that's what I was worried about. We're just gonna hit sand, and I don't want sand, but here we are a little lower than we were before, and I can manage to this for all of the track that exists in that area. So, bridge. Give me a bridge. Dang it. There? Nope. Okay, take this back a little more. Are you gonna get a bridge now? No. If I press M 2 times, it's not the end of the world, but if I press M 2 times, I can actually get a bridge out of this. Okay, but there's no bridge right here. That's probably the actual spot where you do need a bridge. But it lets me kind of connect through there. So let's see what happens here. Let's pretend that we have this connector. Just pretend for a second. You can come through there, and you should be able to come through here relatively easily. How does it look underneath here? It looks like you just fit. There's a little bit of overhead line connectivity, but I think we can argue, and I can't get the camera underneath there in the way that I want, but the actual overhead connections are not in the bridge. It's just the holders for them, and we can just pretend that those can be part of the bridge at that point in time. So maybe this is also okay. Now brown and orange, no, brown and pink are no longer funny connected, which is what we were looking for here. We do know that this is a flat spot already, so here's what I'm gonna do. Give myself maybe two spots of extra room, and then I'm gonna start making the actual tracks. I don't know that I'm gonna get the last one in here with the road that's right there. It looks happy enough. Then we can remove the middle pieces. This is just so that the level crossing here stays level, really, mostly. And then we're going to get this connection in. It's more swoopy now. It's more elongated. But it gets us where we need to go, and then here. It's not fully quad tracking anymore, which makes me a little sad, just a little bit. But we will get at least triple track for a little while in just a second. I'm surprised that that train actually jumped onto the correct track that I needed. But that's okay. And then this is now swoopy. We don't want swoopy. No, no, no. No swoopy. No thank you. It looks like... we're just gonna have to do it this way. There is the slight curve to the inside. That's nice. And what we really want from you is to connect to this guy eventually. How is that looking? It honestly looks pretty dope. Can't believe I said that. that looks good. That looks really good. You probably just want to stay with this up until after the crossing, and then you can split out and get a nice soft swoop over here. That is a very soft swoop. You swooped that one really well. And now we have all the pieces connected. Yes, there's probably a train somewhere that's like, what just happened? But overall, I think this is quite manageable. Yeah, I suppose we haven't really fully connected all of this yet. Is there any way? Nope, there's no any way to connect it any different way. So this is fine. This is all good. We still need to get this piece rehashed just a little bit, and we're going to do that right now. Because this track is currently only serving the train that was on the right, but we actually have to serve both of them, which then makes you think, okay, if this is just brown track connectivity over here, no, brown track is probably busy enough, so we can leave that where it is. But should brown track swerve in here? As in, should brown track get the speed penalty, or are we okay with pink track getting the speed penalty? And honestly, I'm looking at this and I don't think it matters enough to worry about this, so we're just going to do it the way that we were planning it. Why not? Let me out. Okay, sorry, brown track, you're going to become an afterthought because this is more important. You would come straight to this guy. You would get the appropriate bridge because that's the only cargo bridge anyone would ever need. And then you, instead of doing that, stay here. Actually, instead of doing that, stay here. Yeah, now we're talking. And then you should be effectively a straight line into the bridge that existed down there. That looks good. I see that those bridges are kind of interconnecting. We will fix that when appropriate. This one is not fully connected yet for some stupid reason, but now you are. Okay. So yeah, this bridge has to feed into our friend somehow, and let's find you a good angle where that can actually happen without the bridges overlapping as much as I do right now. Okay, where do you want to go? Well, you can't go under. Technically, you probably could try. Well, if I want to do that, then I have to keep everything up higher, and we're already like on lowest ground or lower level ground out here. We could go with a tunnel through the water. That's lame. I ain't doing that. So, let's see. If you can get underneath here, easy, then sure. Yeah, there's trying to tunnel already. Oh. I gotta justify this. I can justify this. This is justifiable for sure. And now there's a collision because it thinks I'm trying to do something really cheeky. I don't want to be that cheeky. I don't think that there's enough room here, but I'm gonna try it anyways. There's enough room here. It's worried about bridge killer collisions. And I would be too. Like, if that was my bridge pillar, I would be worried about that collision right there. But I think we have a world in which we can swoop up here a little bit and then come back. This is not a high priority line. This is not a high weight line. This is just a line that we want to make sure that gets through here. 107 is not ideal. Can we do closer to a 120? And then definitely going like more flattish. 120, 120, 120, 120. That feels pretty good. And then can you come back into here with a 120? You can, but that bridge is disagreeing with your feelings a little bit. So let's do that again. But I feel pretty confident that 120 is not really a problem here. So there you go. It's not really a problem there. For symmetry, let's try to get another 120 out of this side. And oh, honestly, we don't need to be that picky on this this one, because we already have a bridge that is more than appropriate for what we're trying to do here. You're gonna split out from that bridge. We're not gonna have a bridge that is more than appropriate from down here, because there are more important things. This guy somehow has to connect to this one without having this bridge connect the way that it does, because if I do this, it does this overlap thing, which is not acceptable. Even on my playthrough, not acceptable. Which is why, you remember at the beginning I said, if you watch this channel for any long period of time, 2 things that I want to work on, it's just not a thing that happens. Stuff always takes forever. So, there's our connection. Let's try this again. And there are multiple ways to do this. Ooh, that one's actually swooping in perfectly, because it's just a little outside of the bridge that exists. But it is the same bridge, which is a bonus point, always. Now we just need to get a nice 120 swoop. Yeah, it's not perfectly connected here, which makes this easier because we get an easy, nice 120 swoopage. No, I'm overusing swoop. It's okay. Is this the prettiest ever? No, but I'm also concerned about functionality, and in this case it feels very appropriate for what just happened here. What does no longer happen? What no longer happens is this depot is not really connected in the way that it was before, which is a little unfortunate. Also, there's a little disconnect here, little swooping to the right. Yeah, swoop again, swoop is back. Okay, I see what's going on here. This one didn't connect as tightly as it could have to the existing tracks. Let's try that again, but this one should be a very easy fix. Yeah, you see that? It is snapped to this, but it's not actually snapped to this. So this is 2 tracks currently. Let's take them back just a little bit to see. Yeah, this is straight, and this is connected to this track. Something is funny with this track. I don't know why, and I'm not 100% sure where it starts. But I would like to prevent that. Now they're connected. That's what I needed. You're still connected. Go nice and flat through the crossing. You can connect up to here, and then you just need to give me a 120. Not 17, not 102. I am looking for a 120 out of you. There we go. Now we have a 120. Nice long swoop. How is the elevation shift? Almost non-existent. Exactly like I was hoping for. And then we just plop a couple signals here, and trains can get along and drive the same direction whenever they need to. Cool, 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 cool. You probably better off if you just join in there. Then this one just has to get kind of split out where it already exists. I am not timing these signals perfectly. I'm just kind of plopping them in here because they're necessary. But I think we're doing pretty much what we need to do here. Just a big flying junction. That's what we needed to do, and that's what we have done now. So therefore, life should be okay as long as this one, which I'm assuming, will just make the connection that I want from it. Nope, can't do it, sir. I should have known better. Yes, you should have. This one, nope. Also, no dice. Okay, got it. How about you use the high-speed line that you need here anyways, and then take all of this back a little further, because I think this side is higher. Pop it over here and get an M, M, M. 3 M's gets me an upper. In this case, we want the high-speed rail. That is reasonable. If it's a little hump for a little bridge that's already humpaged, I think that's okay. Humpaged, what does that mean? That is New German English, and it translates to it's fine. You can go here, 277, I suppose, 278, 78, I also suppose. And then we have a nice short piece of bridge that has the hump, but it shouldn't make trains that are not high-speed trains fall off the tracks right away. Also, we have a pretty easy opportunity to just extend this out to that bridge over, not the bridge, that's a tunnel. Extend it out to the tunnel over here, so we can now make this hump that was pretty pronounced just a second ago relatively smooth, which I heard trains like, and also people that like trains like. So that's what we're gonna do. There are signals, why not? A couple signals here, and then you should be very happy. Great, that's the first one. We flying junction the crap out of this. This one is barely acceptable. They're kind of inner loop, but they do the thing that we need them to do. That's good. Hopefully, yeah, just one train is saying, what just happened? And what just happened is you, sir, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna trick it. We're gonna trick it hard. I'm gonna shove you into the end of this. That's good. And I'm gonna turn you around. I know it's gonna cost us a little bit of money, but that's fine. Because now you already look in the correct direction that you have to go anyways. And I will just get this one back on track for 120, somewhere right there. Looks good. Don't try to get onto that track. Good job. Proud of you. Get me a signal here and probably here. And now all trains are happy. Beautiful. So this one should flow super duper easy and get us all the things that we need. That train can go. That train is going. This is why I like it. It's a very short train. That's the train that goes over here. It's fine. It's okay. How can we connect a reasonably connected depot here? I don't see a good way because this depot now is really only connected to this upper track, not the lower track that goes through here anymore. So it really does not have a big purpose. We could plop it down here, but then it kind of just looks random. We have a bunch of depots all over the place. Yes, playing with a single depot only would be a wonderful challenge, but no, I think we're okay. Let's smooth this out a little bit and then see how things are going. That one is doing the thing that it's supposed to do. I'm hoping to see a lot of trains going. There are the trains. I was hoping for that. And they're actually doing it. And there's another one. There's a big one. Hopefully you don't have to slow down. But this is what we wanted. For some reason the game reset its tips and it's quite annoying, but I think we're okay. This is what I wanted. There's another thing near the area that we worked on last time where I also would like to turn quad track on because we are starting to get a ton of traffic up the hill. So yeah, something has to happen there. I just haven't made it happen yet, but it feels inevitable that I actually get in there and make those things work. But for right now, this junction I think is working good enough. We have 4.5 billion in the bank. That's a good thing. I haven't seen any train stop here besides one coming from there, but you're merging tracks. Eventually you have to just let them in. And honestly, okay, one parting word. Honestly, if they are already okay with kind of parting into there, I'm not opposed to giving you a little extra play. Whoa. I wanted to give you a little extra play on this track, but it's actually snapping to the wrong side. If I can do this, though, are you gonna connect me to the right thing or the wrong thing? That looks fine. That looks fine. Does it really? Yeah, I think so. Is it 120? That I don't know, but I think it's probably okay. Take this one back a little bit, and now this. Actually, take it back a little more. Take it back just one more time. You're gonna regret this if you take the bridge out, so don't take the bridge out. My hope is that this... Yes, it kind of slopes in. A little sharper than what I had in mind, but this should be okay because it should alleviate a little bit of the traffic. Merge? I don't know. I haven't studied how to merge trains more effectively in this game. It's never been a high priority of mine. I think it would be cool to know how I can manage to get this train up to speed next to the other train, but honestly, they are already at relatively high speed. Now, given that this little down ramp actually speeds them up quite a bit, as you can see right there. I'm pointing at the screen like you can see what I'm pointing at, but it's actually there. But that's fine. Yeah, no, this flying junction, hopefully gonna be worth it. Will it be? I don't know. Let's click on one of the lumber trains. It should show up here any second. Also, I think something I'm going to turn off is the double lumberage. Where are you? This. Having the trains go through here is helpful for splitting them out into the appropriate tracks where I want them, but it's not very speedy, and therefore it actually costs us money. We only have 2 lines running through here, the blue and the red line, so what we're going to do instead is just force them onto one or the other, and then they can merge back at the thing. What is this? This is number 3 on St. Ives South. Yeah, you don't need that. I don't want you to stop here. But the red, this is the red train. Okay, the red train can go take this signal. Very good. I don't know where that one is. And the blue train, no longer going through here. You can take the left signal. There we go. And now, at least I have them separated. They're not smart about what they're going to do, but at least they get me what I need them to do. Could not connect all things. What are you on about? Manage line. Your problem is from number 25 to down there. Where's this signal? Oh, it's all the way down here. Okay, so you just have to go up. I cannot change order of these things. Oh well. Where is this? I know where it is, but where is this? Why couldn't you choose one of the other signals afterwards? It probably doesn't matter because... No, wait. What is this? East Ham. You're going all the way out here, but you can't get there because you're being difficult? East Ham has all the tracks. What did you do? Oh, okay. East Ham currently has everything on. Because of how I did things earlier, it could not... Like, earlier I had these tracks already dynamic, which meant the next tracks were also dynamic. But now that I don't have that one dynamic anymore, I can actually not make that dynamic decision anymore on the following station, and that was causing trouble. Doesn't matter. Now it's fixed. Cool. Yeah, don't stop them here. That should make us a little more money, and now there's some money coming in. That's cool. We didn't really have money problems, but I do want trains to just run freely all the time, and this looks good. I did switch this one back. I don't know if you saw that. The Inner City Express wasn't up to the task, so we are back to this. And this looks really nice. Cool. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again next time. Bye-bye.